All right, there we are. Welcome, welcome, everybody. I'm Tim Judge, founder of Home Search TV, along with my principal broker, Michael Levy from Grand Lux Realty, and Todd Adwar from the Cross Country Mortgage.
Yes.
All right, got that right. Take it away, Michael, if you want to start off.
Great. Well, thanks, Tim. Thanks, Todd. Thanks, everybody, for joining us today. And today I have a really special guest, and this is going to be some really interesting information. You know, now in this market now, spring of 2024, what I'm seeing a lot is very low inventory and still plenty of demand, which means a lot of these houses are going to bidding wars. And I'm seeing over and over again buyers who need a mortgage contingency in their contract are getting outbid by all cash offers. This is something that's happening over and over. I am seeing it. And so, but there is a special workaround for this kind of a situation. And so I've invited Todd today to come and explain how he and Cross Country Mortgage can help us and figure out how to help these buyers get these houses in those kind of situations. So thanks a lot for joining us, Todd. Go ahead, explain your special program.
So what's interesting is I think it's going to get even more difficult to buy a home as the rates have come down a little bit. People don't realize they've come back a little bit over the last week or so. So this is going to be important. So we have something called a Cash Plus program. And what is that? We've all seen our clients and we've all seen buyers who've gone in. And what do we hear from them? We hear, I've been outbid. I've bid on 10 houses. I've been looking for a home for a year or two. And who are they being outbid by? They're being outbid by people with 50% down or 100% down or ridiculous offers way above asking price. So we've come up with a reasonable solution that gets your buyers, our customers, everybody listening to this show into homes much easier. And we've seen this happen over the last couple of months since we've launched it. So what we do is we 100% approve the buyers. The buyer sends us their information. We approve them. So they're no longer pre-approved. They're what's called fast track approved. If you're self-employed, you're sending me your tax returns. If you're a W-2 borrower, you're sending me your W-2. The minimum requirements for this program are you must have a 700 credit score. It must be your primary residence, and you must be buying a one-family home or a condo. So how does it work? Instead of going in as a 20% down offer and bidding against 10, 15, 20 people, you're going in still putting down 20%.
Yep, you're on.
I'm still on. Okay. Yep. You're still going down. You're going in, still putting down 20%. But what we do, Cross Country Mortgage, is we back your offer as all cash. So when Michael is presenting the offer to the seller, Michael will say, my buyers will close within 30 days. And if they're not ready to close on day 30, Cross Country Mortgage, the third largest mortgage company in the country, will close instead of the buyers, and then we will then close and then sell you the house a few days later whenever you're ready. So why is this so important? I had a attorney call me recently. They had 21 offers on a home, and my buyers were third in line. They were about $50,000 over asking price. If I remember correctly, the asking price was just north of $1 million, and they were about 50,000 over. But again, they weren't the highest offer. But what the offer presented was a 21-day closing, guaranteed. Now, the sellers were in a state. All they wanted to know about was that they were getting their money, and they were getting their money in a timely fashion. They wound up accepting our offer, being the third highest offer instead of the two other offers. I got a call from the attorney, the seller's attorney, and he said, Todd, what is this Cash Plus offer? And I explained that on day 20, if the buyers aren't ready, the contract will be transferred from the buyers to Cross Country, and we will close on their behalf. Now, guess what? The buyers were ready to close on day 21 and got into the home. Those buyers were looking for over 2 years for a home and wound up winning a bid because they were smart and got into this cash offer program. So what is the positive and what is the negative on anything that we offer? The positive is you may not win every bid, but you're going to win a bid. Yeah. You're going to win a bid where you were one of the offers because it's a guaranteed closing for the seller, and there's a guaranteed closing date for the seller. And so many times, date certainty and closing certainty is the most important thing, where you don't necessarily have to be the highest offer. The closing costs, if in the 1% chance, so 99 out of 100, we're going to close on time for the buyer. But in the 1 out of 100 chance where we don't close, Cross Country Mortgage eats all of the additional fees. So if we have to close twice, it's not a problem. The buyer is not paying anything additional. There's no additional title fees. There's no additional New York State mortgage tax or any taxes. There's no additional recording fees. We eat all of that. The buyer pays nothing. The buyer just pays when they do wind up closing. In that 1%, the buyer will pay their traditional closing fees that they would pay had they been ready to close at that time. So really a phenomenal program. It's definitely sets you apart because while I tell this to everybody, only the really smart folks see this as an advantage. In fact, I had a realtor tell one client not to do it, and they wound up bidding on 3 or 4 more homes and losing. And then finally, I convinced them to do it, and they wound up winning their next bid. Now, again, I'm not guaranteeing you can win every bid, but it just gives you a leg up that, hey, we're an all-cash buyer.
Todd, I'd like to ask you, how do you handle the appraisal situation? What happens if the house doesn't appraise? Are we still supposed to include an appraisal contingency in the offer?
So no? Very interesting that you asked that. Great question. So there is no appraisal contingency in the contract. What we do is, Mike, when you're the real estate agent, you'll give me the address to the home that you've made the offer on. And what we do is we do a computerized appraisal. And as long as that appraisal is within, say, 5% of what the purchase price, we'll give you the green light to make that offer, or we'll give you the green light that we'll back that offer. And we do that in less than 24 hours.
Right. So you handle the appraisal before the offer is made in that case.
Right. Now, we will do an appraisal because this will wind up being a Fannie Mae loan or what have you, and we'll sell the loan off and retain the servicing probably. But we do an appraisal during the process, but it's not contingent on an appraisal.
Now, and then you provide a pre-approval letter.
Yes, before they go shopping, it's
terms of this offer and this loan to the seller.
Absolutely. So it's a cash offer approval, full approval. Right. Cash offer backed, and the buyer and the realtor will sign something that they understand what the parameters are. And then at contract time, the 2 realtors, the seller, and the buyer will all sign that, hey, let's just say it's a 30-day closing. Hey, if on day 28 we realize that Mr. and Mrs. Jones are not ready to buy the home, the contract will be assigned to Cross Country Mortgage, and we, of course, will close that loan on day 30.
Right. Now, a lot of times with all cash offers, we have to submit proof of funds to the seller or to the listing agent.
Well, I think the fact that we do billions of dollars in mortgages, and we're the most successful or one of the largest mortgage companies in the country. Right. I think everybody will be okay with that. So, well, okay. I'm sure Cross Country is not going to give our bank accounts to a local seller. We certainly are not risking our reputation in any market by not closing.
Sure. So this letter, this kind of pre-approval letter that you will send describing the terms of the offer and how it will work, will suffice without showing.
And there'll be a contract that everybody signs, an addendum to the contract that everybody signs. So everybody, buyer, seller, the realtors, and obviously the seller's attorney will review it, and everybody will understand what's going to happen here. In the example that I gave, closing by day 30, and if not, on day 30, cross country will close.
That's fantastic. What a great program, Todd. Great idea. I love it. I've actually got a buyer that I'm going to introduce to you soon. And she's been outbid a number of times. And
you know what? It's not only, Mike, it's interesting. It's not only the buyers who have already been outbid. If I'm a new buyer and I don't want to be frustrated by a 12 to 24 month project, and I'd really like to win a bid, get fully approved.
Right.
You don't necessarily have to use the program if you don't want to, but why not have it in your arsenal? Why not have it as one of the arrows you're using, to get this done?
I understand. Great, Todd. All right. You always do a great job for me. I appreciate your friendship. And Tim, thank you so much today.
Can I get one follow-up question? I know you got to run, Michael. Just one follow-up. Sure. Are the rates, I know the Fed is holding rates steady and all that kind of stuff. We don't have to go deep on that. But for this program, are the rates just as competitive? So
the rates are 1/8% higher than if they didn't use the program. So, for example, on a $1 million house, people are bidding $50,000, $100,000 more than asking price. 1/8% might be $50 to $100. So, it's something you're not going to think about. And then we all believe that rates will come down somewhere in the future. So when they do, we'll just refinance you out.
And you said a $1 million cap on the program, or what?
No, the cap on the program is 1.5 million.
1.5 million. Okay, super. Thank you very much.
We'll have a great day, guys.
We'll have you back.
Tim. Have a nice day. Have a nice weekend. Thanks, Todd. See you next time. All right.
Okay. Thank you.
Sounds good.